Good morning, children. Today I would like to explain grammar topic in tattered blanket to you. What is the grammar topic in tattered blanket? There are two topics in grammar. First one is vocabulary and second one is grammar part. In vocabulary, you have two Romans. See here, first one is fill in the blanks with the most appropriate words from the box. Remember, the box has some extra words. Here box has given. In this box some extra words are given. Only 5 blanks are given here. Here words are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words. 5 blanks and 8 words are given. So 3 words are extra words are given here. What are the suitable words you will set? Know the meaning. You will know the meaning of the sentences and set those words which are correct to that blank. First I will explain in Telugu meaning. After that you will set those words in those blanks. First one is irritation. Irritation means chikaku visuku. Next, huddled. Held arms and legs close to the body because of fear or cold. Next, awkwardly, patudala. Futile. Futile means unsuccessful. Vacation, holiday. Reluctantly, unwillingly, exasperately, annoyingly, mumbling. See, Telugu meaning irritation means visuku. Huddled means ముడుచుకొని ఉండటం. ఆక్వర్డ్లీ మీన్స్ పట్టుదల. ఫ్యూటైల్ మీన్స్ నిష్ప్రయోజనమైన. వెకేషన్ మీన్స్ హాలిడే సెలవు. రిలక్టెంట్లీ మీన్స్ అన్విల్లింగ్ అంటే చేయకూడదు అని అనుకోవడం. ఎక్సాక్స్ప్రెట్లీ మీన్స్ అనాయింగ్లీ విసుగుగా. మంబ్లింగ్ మీన్స్ గొనగడం. సో which words are suitable to these sentences? I will explain in Telugu also. You will set the correct word in those blanks. First one is all my attempts to make him happy proved futile. All my attempts to make him happy proved futile. All my attempts. Attempts means ప్రయత్నాలు. To make him happy. అతన్ని సంతోషంగా ఉంచడానికి చేసే ప్రయత్నాలన్నీ ప్రూవ్డ్ ఫ్యూటైల్. ఏమైనా నిష్ప్రయోజనమైనాయి, పనికి రాకుండా పోయినాయి, అన్సక్సెస్ఫుల్ అయినాయి. సో ఆల్ మై అటెంప్ట్స్ టు మేక్ హిమ్ హ్యాపీ ప్రూవ్డ్ ఫ్యూటైల్. నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ వన్, ఇట్ వాజ్ వెరీ కోల్డ్ సో ఐ డాష్ ఇన్ ఏ కార్నర్. ఇట్ వాజ్ వెరీ కోల్డ్, చాలా చలిగా ఉంది. సో ఐ డాష్ ఇన్ ఏ కార్నర్, ముడుచుకొని పడుకోవడాన్ని ఏమంటారు? హడిల్డ్. I huddled in a corner. Forced by her parents, Sita Dash took the diploma course. Forced by her parents. Parents force చేయడం వలన సీత అన్విల్లింగ్లీ అనే మీనింగ్ వచ్చే వర్డ్ ఏంటి పైన? రిలక్టెంట్లీ టుక్ ద డిప్లొమా కోర్స్. అయిష్టంగా డిప్లొమా కోర్సు తీసుకుంది. వాట్ ఆర్ యూ డాష్? ఐ కాంట్ హియర్ యూ. నువ్వు చెప్పేదేదో నాకు వినపట్టలేదు. వాట్ ఆర్ యూ? ఎలా మాట్లాడితే వినపడదు? గొణుగుతూ ఉంటే వినపడదు. సో వాట్ ఆర్ యూ మంబ్లింగ్? వాట్ ఆర్ యూ మంబ్లింగ్? ఐ కాంట్ హియర్ యూ. ఏమి గొణుగుతున్నావు? నాకు వినపట్టలేదు. నెక్స్ట్ ఫిఫ్త్ వన్, ద న్యూస్ దట్ హ్యాస్ డినైడ్ ప్రమోషన్ కాజ్డ్ డాష్ టు హిమ్. The news that he was denied promotion caused dash to him. అతనికి ప్రమోషన్ రాలేదనే న్యూస్ అతనికి ఏం తెప్పించింది? ఇరిటేషన్ తెప్పించింది. సో విచ్ వర్డ్ ఈజ్ కరెక్ట్ టు దిస్ బ్లాంక్? ఇరిటేషన్. ఇరిటేషన్ అంటే చికాకు తెప్పించింది. సో ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ ఆల్ మై అటెంప్ట్స్ టు మేక్ హిమ్ హ్యాపీ ప్రూవ్డ్ ఫ్యూటైల్. It was very cold, so I huddled in a corner. Forced by her parents, Sita reluctantly took the diploma course. What are you mumbling? I can't hear you. The news that he was denied promotion caused irritation to him. First one is futile. second one is huddled, third one is reluctantly, next fourth one is mumbling, fifth one is irritation. Next second Roman, tick the words that are similar in meaning to the underlined words. Tick the words that are similar in meaning to the underlined words. In those sentences, some words are underlined words are there. So options are so given under those sentences. A, B, C, D options are given. So you should choose the correct option here. So what is the first one? His mother made a futile attempt to get up. Which word is underlined word here? Futile. So here four options are given. First one is barren, B is limited, C is useless, D is empty. So correct suitable word is useless. Correct suitable word is useless. Futile means useless. Next, second one, it's all tattered now. It's all tattered now. What is the underlined word here? Tattered. So what are the options given here? A spoiled, B old, C dirty, D torn. Tattered means chinigipoyina. So which one is correct one? D, torn. There is a cold mist in the mornings. There is a cold mist in the mornings. Which word is underlined word here? Mist. Mist means pogamanchu. So here four options given here: ice, snow, fog, wind. Which option is the correct one? Mist similar meaning word is fog. C is the correct option. Next, it's just like a ball of knotted yarn. It's just like a ball of knotted yarn. Here what are the options given here? Very small, rounded tightly, joined, tied. Knotted means rounded tightly. So which one is correct one? B is the correct one. Fifth one, I can't make both ends meet with my salary. I can't make both ends meet with my salary. This is idiom. So what are the options given here? Earn a lot of money, spend a lot of money, earn just enough money, give all that one has. So earn just enough money is the correct one. Make both ends meet is the underlined phrase. For this phrase, which is the correct one? Earn just enough money is the correct suitable synonym. Okay. First one is let us tell another time to you. Let us know the synonym of those words another time to you. Futile means useless. Futile means useless. C option. Second one, tattered means torn. Third one, mist means fog. Fourth one, knotted means rounded tightly. Fifth one, make both ends meet means earn just enough money. So first option is useless. Second option is torn. Third option is fog. Fourth option is rounded tightly. And fifth option is earn just enough money. Next, grammar part. In tattered blanket, what is the grammar part given here? Here phrases, noun phrase, and in this lesson phrases, noun phrase and noun phrase in appositions are given. These topics are given in this lesson. So what is the phrase? Phrase means what? Phrase ante ardham enti? Phrase means group of words. Phrase means group of words. Noun phrase means these are a group of words which describe the noun. In noun phrase, noun will come last and noun related words are come before. Noun phrase opposition. Noun come first and noun related words come after that noun. This is the grammar topic in tattered blanket. Okay, let us see. Let us take one sentence from the lesson and I will explain to you. Look at the following sentence from the text and observe the underlined part. See here. She saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man. She saw a bald, fat, middle-aged man. In the underlined words, what is the important word? Man is the noun. Man is the important word. So, what are the describing words here? Before describing words are given here. So, a bald. What type of man that man? A bald, fat, middle-aged man. So, noun is comes last and extra information given words are given front. This is called noun phrase. These underlined words are called noun phrase. Okay. Next, see here. A bald, fat, middle-aged man. In this phrase, A is the article, bald is the adjective, and fat is the adjective, and middle-aged is the adjective, and man is the noun. So, identify some more noun phrases from the story and write them below. Which one is I told to you that is taken from the lesson. Another three noun phrases you will take from the lesson and write here. 1 to 3 blanks. In 1 to 3 blanks you will take some noun phrases and write here in those blanks. Okay. Next see. Complete the sentences with noun phrases using the words given in brackets. Complete the sentences with noun phrases using the words given in brackets. Some words are given in the brackets. So with those words we will form noun phrase. See here. I bought dash. Bought means konadam. I bought dash. Here what are the words given in the brackets? Beautiful, a, umbrella, red. So with these words you will form noun phrase. How to form noun phrase? Noun will write last and before that word you will write extra information given words you will write. So beautiful is the adjective and red is the adjective. So how to write noun phrase? I bought a, article will write first. I bought a beautiful red umbrella. I bought a beautiful red umbrella. This is the noun phrase. What are the words given here? With those words we will form noun phrase. Okay, let us see second one. We saw dash in the zoo. We saw dash in the zoo. In brackets, what are the words given here? Baby, a, elephants, of, couple. We saw dash in the zoo. ఏం చూసావు అంటే baby, a, elephants, of, couple. So in these words, what is the noun here? Elephants. Elephants is the noun. So remaining all words are describing words, adjectives. Baby is the adjective, couple is the adjective, of is the preposition, and a is the article. So with these words, how to form noun phrase? See here. Elephants, you will write elephants last. Before that, first you will write article. We saw a couple of baby elephants. We saw a couple of baby elephants in the zoo. Okay. Next, third one. Let us see third one. Our grandfather lives in dash. Our grandfather lives in dash. Big house, a stone built. Our grandfather lives in. After that, you will form noun phrase. What is the noun here? House. What type of house? A big stone built house. A big stone built house. Our grandfather lives in a big stone built house. Next, fourth one. Ramya has dash. Ramya has dash. In brackets, what are the words given here? Nice, a, sari, silk. Nice is the adjective and silk is the adjective, a is the article, sari is the noun. You should identify what is the noun in those words. First, you should identify what is the noun. What are the describing words? When you prepare noun phrase, you will write noun last. ఎప్పుడైతే మీరు నౌన్ ఫ్రేజ్ రాస్తున్నారో ఫస్ట్ నౌన్ అనేది ఎక్కడ రాయాలి, లాస్ట్లో రాయాలి. సో ఆఫ్టర్ దాట్ యూ విల్ కీప్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద డిస్క్రైబింగ్ వర్డ్స్ కీప్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ ద నౌన్. దట్ ఈస్ ద నౌన్ ఫ్రేజ్. రమ్య హ్యాస్ ఏ ఆర్టికల్ విల్ రైట్ ఫస్ట్. రమ్య హ్యాస్ ఏ నైస్ సిల్క్ శారీ. Sari is the noun. Okay, this is the noun phrase. Next one is noun phrase in apposition. What is noun phrase in apposition? In noun phrase, we write noun at the last of the phrase. But here, in noun phrase in apposition, we will write noun in front of those words. What are the describing words in front of the words? We will write noun. Before those words we will write noun. Noun will write first. Okay, look at the following sentences and observe the underlined part in each sentence. See first one. Kamala, our eldest daughter, a widow, got up reluctantly. So what is the noun here? Kamala. What are the describing words? Kamala, who is Kamala? Her eldest daughter. Her eldest daughter is the describing words and a widow also describing words. Kamala, her eldest daughter, a widow, got up reluctantly. Here in noun phrase apposition we will write first noun, after that describing words. Okay. Next, let us see second one. Don't you remember Vimala, district collector Nambiyar's eldest daughter? Don't you remember Vimala, district collector Nambiyar's eldest daughter? Here what is the noun here? Vimala. Who is Vimala? District collector Nambiyar's eldest daughter. So in noun phrase apposition, Vimala comes first and after that district collector Nambiyar's eldest daughter is the extra information about Vimala. విమల అనేది ఎవరు, ఆమె గురించి ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇక్కడ యాడ్ అవుతుంది. ఎక్కడ యాడ్ అవుతుంది? ఆఫ్టర్ నౌన్. ఆఫ్టర్ నౌన్ వీ విల్ యాడ్ ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అబౌట్ విమల. దిస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ నౌన్ ఫ్రేజ్ ఇన్ అపోజిషన్. నౌన్ ఫ్రేజ్ ఇన్ అపోజిషన్. నెక్స్ట్ సి ద అండర్లైన్ పార్ట్స్ ఇన్ ద అబోవ్ సెంటెన్సెస్ రెఫర్ టు ద నౌన్స్ దట్ అక్కర్ బిఫోర్ దెమ్. ద అండర్లైన్ పార్ట్స్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ నౌన్ ఫ్రేజ్ ఇన్ అపోజిషన్. Next, rewrite the following sentences using noun phrase in apposition. ఇక్కడ మనం ఏం చేయాలి? 2 sentences ఇచ్చారు. సో what is the noun phrase we will write here. ఇక్కడ మనం noun phrase ఏంటి అనేది, noun phrase in apposition ఏంటి అనేది మనము రాయాలి. See here, Mahesh is my elder brother. Mahesh is my elder brother. This is the first sentence. He lives in Delhi is the second sentence. Mahesh is my elder brother. He lives in Delhi. Who lives in Delhi? Mahesh. His elder brother lives in Delhi. Mahesh, my elder brother. What are the describing another information given words? What here? My elder brother. Mahesh, my elder brother lives in Delhi. Next, second one, see. Sarojini Naidu is popularly known as the Nightingale of India. She wrote many poems in English. Sarojini Naidu is popularly known as the Nightingale of India. Sarojini Naidu మనకి ప్రఖ్యాతగాంచింది ఏ పేరుతో అంటే నైటింగేల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా అనే పేరుతో పేరు పొందింది. షీ రోట్ మెనీ పోయమ్స్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్. సో what is the noun here? Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu after వాట్ ఆర్ ద వర్డ్స్ డిస్క్రైబింగ్ సరోజినీ నాయుడు? సరోజినీ నాయుడిని డిస్క్రైబ్ చేస్తూ అనదర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇచ్చే వర్డ్స్ ఏంటి అంటే, సరోజినీ నాయుడు ఎవరు అంటే ద నైటింగేల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా. సరోజినీ నాయుడు ద నైటింగేల్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా wrote many poems in English. Next, let us see third one. Rabindranath Tagore is called Gurudev. Rabindranath Tagore is called Gurudev. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. So, Rabindranath Tagore is the noun. What is the describing word? Another information given about Rabindranath Tagore is Gurudev. So, Rabindranath Tagore Gurudev was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. We are here forming noun phrase in opposition. First we will write noun, after that extra information given words about noun. మనము ఫస్ట్ నౌన్ రాస్తున్నాం, దాని తర్వాత ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆ నౌన్ గురించి ఏం చెప్తుందో అది రాస్తున్నాం. దిస్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ నౌన్ ఫ్రేజ్ ఇన్ అపోజిషన్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఫోర్త్ వన్ సి. మౌంట్ ఎవరెస్ట్ ఈజ్ ద హైయెస్ట్ పీక్ ఇన్ ద వరల్డ్. ఇట్ ఈజ్ లొకేటెడ్ ఇన్ నేపాల్. Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. It is located in Nepal. So, here Mount Everest. What is Mount Everest? The highest peak. This is extra information giving about noun. Mount Everest. What is Mount Everest? The highest peak in the world is located in Nepal. This is noun phrase in opposition. Okay. Next, in writing part C, what you write? Here we will prepare essay. Read the following paragraph taken from the story. Here one passage is given here. So, see, Delhi is too expensive. You know, I have 4 children to look after now. I can't make both ends meet with my salary, and one has to keep up one's status. It will be great help if I can raise some money by selling my share of the family property. I came to talk it over with you. See, here are some information given about Delhi. Delhi, how is that city? Delhi is too expensive. You know, I have 4 children to look after now. Grandmother's son, one old woman son was living in Delhi. So he know that look after 4 children in Delhi is very difficult. I can't make both ends meet with my salary. With the salary, he can't look after his children, and one has to keep up one's status. So everyone was thinking about to keep up his status. It will be a great help if I can raise some money by selling my share of the family. So he thought that he could raise some money by selling his share of the family property. He came to talk it over with you. So he came to Thiruvananthapuram to talk with his sister. So this is taken from the story. Now write the short essay on how to keep up family ties despite economic pressures. Write a short essay on how to keep up family ties. ఏ విధంగా ఫ్యామిలీ యొక్క బాధల్ని తీరుస్తావు అంటే, మనకి ఎకనామిక్ ప్రెజర్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఇలాంటి ప్రెజర్స్ ఉంటాయి, అలాంటి టైంలో నువ్వు హౌ టు కీప్ అప్ యువర్ ఫ్యామిలీ. దిస్ ఈజ్ అవర్ టాపిక్. With this topic we will write a short essay. You will think and write a short essay about how to keep up family ties. Okay, how to keep up family ties despite economic pressures. Think and write one essay here. Here you may use the hints given below. Here are some hints given. Use these hints when you write a short essay. నువ్వు ఎప్పుడైతే షార్ట్ ఎస్సే రాస్తున్నావో ఈ హింట్స్ని యూజ్ చేసుకో. ఏమేమి హింట్స్, వీటి గురించి ఆలోచించి రాయాలి. ఇంపాక్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎకనామిక్ ప్రెజర్స్, ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ టు స్పెండ్ విత్ ద ఫ్యామిలీ. ఇవన్నీ మనకి మన ఫ్యామిలీని చూసుకోవడంలో ఇవన్నీ ప్రభావితం చేస్తాయి. ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ లవ్ అండ్ ఎఫెక్షన్, అబ్సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ హ్యూమన్ రిలేషన్షిప్స్, ఇవన్నీ దెబ్బతినొచ్చు. ఆ సిటీస్లో ఫ్యామిలీస్ని చూసుకోవాలంటే ఈ రిలేషన్షిప్స్ని ఇవన్నీ మెయింటైన్ చేయడము చాలా కష్టమవుతుంటుంది. ఆన్ దిస్ టాపిక్ యూ విల్ రైట్ one essay here, that is writing part. Okay, next one, listening. In your textbook listening part, back of the book, they were given listening part to you. You will read that story and answer these questions. What is the announcement about? What are the futures of Prashant? Where do you generally listen to such announcements? Think of some announcements you may make or listen at school. What are the other ways to trace the missing persons or things? You will read that topic and answer these questions. Next, family related information is given here. So family means parents and children. How many families are? This is a tree diagram. See here how to form tree diagram here. ఎలా ఫామ్ చేశారో ట్రీ డయాగ్రామ్ని చూడండి. హియర్ families or two families are given here. One is nuclear family and another one is joint family. Nuclear family and joint family. See here, in nuclear family, father, mother and children are there, and in joint family, father, mother, children and their families are given here. This is tree diagram. How many types of families are here? Nuclear family and joint family. In nuclear family, only father, mother and children are here, and in joint family, father, mother, children and their families also here. So is yours a nuclear or joint family? Meedi nuclear family or joint family? You think about that. Now write a paragraph describing the types of families using the information given in the above tree diagram. Now write a paragraph. మీరేం చేయాలి? ఒక పారాగ్రాఫ్ రాయాలి. దేని గురించి? డిస్క్రైబింగ్ ద టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీస్ యూజింగ్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ గివెన్ ఇన్ ద అబౌట్ ట్రీ డయాగ్రామ్. ఇక్కడ ఫ్యామిలీస్ ఎన్ని టైప్స్, అవి జాయింట్ ఫ్యామిలీ అంటే ఏంటి, న్యూక్లియర్ ఫ్యామిలీ అంటే ఏంటి, న్యూక్లియర్ ఫ్యామిలీలో ఎవరెవరు ఉంటారు, జాయింట్ ఫ్యామిలీలో ఎవరెవరు ఉంటారు, ఈ ట్రీ డయాగ్రామ్ యూజ్ చేసుకొని ఆల్రెడీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ హ్యాస్ గివెన్ దేర్. So you will write one paragraph describing the types of families using the information given in the tree diagram. What is the title you will keep there? Em title పెట్టాలంటే టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీస్. టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీస్ అని పెట్టి దాని గురించి మీరు ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కింద రాయండి. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో రైటింగ్ పార్ట్. ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ రాసిన తర్వాత విచ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీ యూ ప్రిఫర్ అండ్ వై. లాస్ట్లో మీరు ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీని ప్రిఫర్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఎందుకు ప్రిఫర్ చేస్తున్నారు, మీరు ఈ టూ ఫ్యామిలీస్ గురించి ఫస్ట్ డిస్క్రైబ్ చేయాలి. ఆఫ్టర్ దాట్ యూ విల్ రైట్ విచ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీ యూ ప్రిఫర్ అండ్ వై. ఎలాంటి ఫ్యామిలీని మీరు ఇష్టపడుతున్నారు, న్యూక్లియర్ ఫ్యామిలీనా జాయింట్ ఫ్యామిలీనా, ఎందుకు ఇష్టపడుతున్నారు మీరు, ఎందుకు ప్రిఫర్ చేస్తున్నారు, న్యూక్లియర్ ఫ్యామిలీని అయితే ఎందుకు ప్రిఫర్ చేస్తున్నారు, జాయింట్ ఫ్యామిలీ అయితే ఎందుకు ప్రిఫర్ చేస్తున్నారు, దానికి రీజన్స్ రాయాలి. ఓకే, దీస్ ఆర్ అవర్ గ్రామర్ టాపిక్స్. వన్ ఈజ్ వొకాబులరీ అండ్ అనదర్ వన్ ఈజ్ గ్రామర్ పార్ట్. ఇన్ వొకాబులరీ వీ విల్ సీ fill in the blanks and tick the correct answer, and in grammar part we saw phrase, noun phrase and noun phrase in opposition and writing part. Okay, thank you.